frosted glass.
Hey gang, welcome to Death Curse Society and Happy New Year! Welcome to 2019 and we are ready for you. I'm Red Crank, I got Moly Michael, I got the Colonel, and I got Zigzag. We got a lot to talk about today, so we're gonna get right into it. Let's go camping!
You're going to Camp Blood, ain't you? You'll never come back again. It's got a death curse.
Our Let's Go Camping topic today, it's kind of one of those cultural zeitgeists that just happens every now and then, you know? Back in the 90s, it was Twin Peaks. This year, it happens to be Bird Box. Just came out of nowhere, just was released on the 21st of December and is making all kinds of noise out there in the Netflix world. Check this trailer out and then we're going to talk about the Bird Box.
Where are you? Please don't take my children. Please don't take my children! How have you been feeling? Have you been sleeping any better?
Rough. Then again, I never slept well before this condition.
Condition? It's called pregnancy. It's okay to say it out loud.
Something's happened. Can you just please drive?
Did you see something? Come inside!
What's going on?
People describe seeing an entity that takes on the form of your worst fears.
Oh my God.
What are you looking at? What did you see? What is wrong with you? Please stop it!
We can't stay here.
Every contact we have had with the outside has brought us death.
Your kids, they deserve hope.
Every single decision I have made has been for them.
They're gone.
Listen to me. We are going on the trip now. It's going to be rough.
Hold on!
If you hear something in the woods, you tell me. If you hear something in the water, you tell me. But under no circumstance are you allowed to take off your blindfold.
Do you hear that? The creatures.
So that's the trailer for the new feature film Bird Box, which is exclusively on Netflix and in some select theaters right now. Stars Sandra Bullock, features an all-star cast, a lot of people you're going to recognize in this movie. Let's talk about this. I want to talk about you guys' expectations for this movie first going in. Colonel, let's start with you.
My initial expectation going to this film was an overhyped Netflix original like we've gotten every 3 to 4 months. Scariest movie ever. People are turning it off halfway through. So I was a little hesitant to check it out, but after hearing about it on social media so much, I had to give it a shot.
Molly, what'd you think of expectations before you saw it?
All right, Sandra Bullock in a thriller, whoop-de-doo, you know. So, yeah, finally, I had to check it out. But, yeah, that was my expectations, kind of like, I guess I'll watch it. You know, everybody talking about it.
Ziggy, what do you got?
My expectations didn't have any because I didn't know what the fuck this was. I didn't know I have any clue. Nothing, you know. I just happened to be up on Netflix during my vacation and stuff, and it was okay. It's Sandra Bullock. It's a horror movie, all right, and gave it a spin, man. And you know, But yeah, I had zero expectations because I didn't hear nothing about it prior to its release.
Right. Yeah, I didn't really know anything about it. I started seeing all these memes on Facebook featuring Sandra Bullock in the blindfold and everything, and I didn't know what they were talking about. And then, kept hearing a little bit about it as the days went on. I had never even seen a trailer for it before I watched it just the other night, actually. Now we'll get into our first thoughts about the film and what we enjoyed about it, what we disliked. Zig, let's start with you on this. What were your thoughts?
Going into it, once I started looking into it a little bit, I thought, okay, this is a quiet place with blindfolds, same kind of thing, It's very intriguing how they kind of attack it, just all of a sudden, shit starts going to hell, and you don't know why. And that's kind of a problem I have with this film. They don't never really sniff out what's going on and why it started or what's happening. I mean, you can pull out the biblical shit if you want. I mean, that's great. Or a government-released virus or something. It's a lot of elements look like 28 Days Later to me. Like some of the quick effectiveness of this, whatever it was, because they never tell you. But I mean, it is pretty intense when shit goes to hell, and it's quite disturbing in a way. So I mean, that part, it was cool, man. Hey, Sandra Bullock, you love her from the 90s and then 2000s and everything. She still looks good. She's still good. She's still got it, and she's decent in this. Kind of a bitch, I guess, is put it nicely,
It has gotten damn near 50 million views on Netflix since it launched just 9 days ago or whatever, which is quite a bit. I mean, you put that in a movie theater, that's close to around $500 million at least. Colonel, what were your thoughts on it?
Overall, I thought it was a decent film. Decent. Like I said, there's a little bit of overhypeness to it. Again, Sandra Bullock, I wouldn't necessarily call her a bitch in this movie. I would call her a survivalist. Why give names to people if you don't know if they're even going to make it or not? They're more or less just a liability at this point. Trying to be as vague as I can.
Right.
John Malkovich nailed it as the asshole, like he always does. I was very thrilled with him. It's like, thank you, John. You're the best. Like I said, the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie or so were fucking amazing. Amazing. Shit, literally, when it hit the fan like that. That was the best part. Especially Sarah Paulson's death was really cool.
Yeah.
I like that one. And we'll just say some lady walked into danger, since we can't give away spoilers. That one was pretty badass. And like I said, this is all the first 10, 15 minutes of the film.
Right.
It did start dragging out after a while, and I thought they took way too long to end it. It's kind of almost, I know this isn't horror related, but Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, I had like 30,000 fucking endings.
Right.
This movie had like 4 or 5 chances to end the damn movie before they finally did. I was starting to lose interest, and they reeled me back in a little bit, and then a letdown at the end.
I guess we could kind of give the premise what's going on real quick. Basically you can't go outside with your eyes exposed, or you'll see whatever the people are claiming is beautiful. And most of the people, though, when they do get a look at whatever it is they're seeing, go into an automatic complete depression that leads to an automatic suicide. That's kind of what Colonel was laying on a little bit, but yet some people don't. They can walk around and look and still be okay. That's what's kind of strange about it. But I mean, that's the premise. You can't have your eyes exposed, or it will get you, whatever it is. So.
Right. All right. Molly, what'd you think of the film?
All right. Well, the reason I got excited when you said Sarah Paulson was because of her, not her death. I was just like, ooh, yeah. I saw her in this. I'm like, hell yeah. Fuck Sandra Bullock. We got Sarah Paulson. Come on, baby. But the movie now, all right, yeah, it does start off fairly interesting. What the hell are these people just killing themselves? As you said, I don't want to give spoilers away, but kind of said that's pretty much the basis. If people see this, whatever it is, they end up killing themselves like right away. Now, the movie goes on. This kind of drag out. John is great in it. the black guy at the talking about the grocery store. He's got some good lines, I thought. A little comic relief. It just kind of kept building and building, and I was hoping for a good explanation for all this. And you kind of get it from the one dude in the movie. He kind of tells you a little bit about what it could be, but that's no answer. And what type of shit is this? What the fuck kind of weird ass crap are they coming on with now? I'm telling you, man, it did have its moments. I'll give it that. I thought some shots were really nice. Going down the river, aerial shots, they put some production value into this. I don't think it's worth all the hype. I think it's worth checking out, but I'm not going to go tell somebody, you got to go see Bird Box.
I have a little bit of a theory about why Colonel thinks it may have dragged on a little bit longer than it could have. And that is, in that first house that they get into, I think they had too many characters in there. Mm-hmm. They had too many scenarios that they were trying to play out. There was that one kind of couple that was there. I think they could have just gotten rid of them. They really didn't add any weight to the story except for one kind of key plot point. If you've got determination, you can get through just about anything, And I took the entity or whatever you want to call it that is driving these people crazy is almost kind of any tragedy or trauma that you might experience in a person's life, whether it be loss of a job, loss of a parent, a loved one, your significant other leaving, a child dying, just you've got to get in that headspace of, all right, well, this is happening. How do I move forward? And that really stuck with me through especially the last half of the film when the kids were pretty prominent in it. Like Molly mentioned, the production value was great. The direction was good. I thought the script was original. I mean, it was definitely something we hadn't really seen much before. But like Zigzag kind of intimated, the ending does leave you hanging a little bit. I am one that kind of likes answers, but there might be a sequel some point down the road. Ziggy.
This director heavily relies on symbolism and stuff like that into... It's just that we don't really know what the vision is, what I mean? That's where I think it's lacking, it's not explained very well. I mean, I see what they're going for, and he's right. Hopefully Crank's leading up to a sequel. What really would have been cool, which I can't even say, is something to do with that last scene, if you know what I mean, if it's kind of the telltale of when the shit was going down. You know what I'm saying, right? You guys? Okay, I can't really say it. Just with the birds, something with the birds.
What's up with the other people who don't get affected? That's all I can really say. Why wouldn't these people be affected? I could see maybe very particular cases of people, but not just all of those kind of people. That makes no sense.
My theory on that is, like anything else, you have to have workers. There's obviously survivors that's trying to wipe out the population of the planet. That's what you do. You put your soldiers out there to hunt down these people and show them their vision. I think that's what it is. It's literally making slaves of the people who I think are already mentally gone. No matter what.
They're already weak-minded enough to
like whatever vision they're going to see, it's not going to make them kill themselves. Mm-hmm. People have serious mental disorders. That was what my thinking of it was. It's whatever this entity is, aliens. That's what I'm thinking. But anyway, so I just really think that it's mind control. Put your workers out there, hunt down the survivors.
This might be just why this thing is blowing up so big. I mean, here we have 4 pretty different interpretations of what might be going the fuck on here. And, everybody else is feeling the same way. Everyone has an opinion on what it is or what it isn't.
And that's the thing that really works about these kind of movies is, I mean, here we are talking about it. And we're not the only 4 out there in the world that are talking about it. I mean, this thing is it's sweeping social media. I mean, you can't open Twitter without seeing Sandra Bullock in that damn blindfold. And speaking of Sandra Bullock, let's get into the cast because I really dug the cast. And like Colonel and Molly already mentioned, fucking give me more John Malkovich, baby. Holy shit. I loved his character. And I love the fact that at one point he's having this conversation. This isn't necessarily a giveaway. I hope not anyway. But he's having this one conversation with Sandra Bullock, and he even says to her, hey, I may be an asshole, but I'm always right. And 15, 20 minutes later, he's right. It's just, I thought the writing was brilliant. The casting was great. Sarah Paulson did great. Molly, any other standouts from the cast before I get into more of this?
Yeah, I think I briefly, touched base on some of that. The Sarah Paulson character, just because, American Horror Story, and she's freaking gorgeous. I think she's great. And, her short role in this as Bullock's sister, I think she was excellent for that little part. John, of course, but then again, he's one of them guys damn near good in everything he does. So the little girl is always wearing the blindfold. She kind of walks off, and then she gets yelled at by Sandra Bullock. I almost teared up for the little girl. I'm like, oh, I'm picking on this little girl, man. She just seems so cute and innocent. I don't know. She just kind of stood out to me a little bit. The boy, not so much. The girl, it seemed a little more to stand out. Besides that, not really anybody else was really. I thought that I don't know his name in the movie, but the dude she ends up hooking up with, whoever he was, I thought he was fucking really good. Yeah. I thought he hit his shit just on the money. Telling that one story was pretty emotional. So those are the main people I thought stood out.
Total agreement. John Malkovich, for sure. My favorite from the whole thing. Just love the deadpan, dead on, and fuck you. I'm right. I know I'm right, and fuck you. Pretty much. But you guys nailed it with the rest of them. I agree. This thing was casted really good. There's lots of faces you'll recognize. A lot of the bit players, you say, hey, is that the guy from, you say that a few times.
Oh, yeah. Colonel, what are you thinking?
Yeah, what else more can I add? These gentlemen already haven't. Sandra did an amazing job. John did an amazing job. The actor who played Tom, I was almost just as much invested in him as I was Sandra. Because he was like a really good guy, You're cheering for this guy. Again, I could have done without that lame-ass Machine Gun Kelly being in the movie. I don't listen to his music. And after seeing his acting, I really don't want to listen to his music anyway. So I was glad when he just kind of disappeared. I really only know this guy from a beef with Eminem, and I don't even listen to Eminem.
Well, that was him. That was him.
That's who that was?
Yes, it was.
Good Lord. Yeah, fuck, he can get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're okay, whatever. Whose dick did you suck to get in this movie?
Right.
I will give kudos, and Molly already kind of touched on this. I want to go a little bit deeper on this. I will give kudos to the kids. The two child actors that are in this, I thought were just phenomenal. There's one scene that the girl, and again, the girl does especially well, where Sandra Bullock is saying, hey, I'm going to need one of you to do something dangerous here shortly. And, they both kids at one point volunteered to do it themselves, but she's like, no, I will make the choice when it comes time. But when they first are talking about this, there's this look on the girl's face that just says, she knows it's going to be her, and you just
without saying it,
you just see that wash of emotion go over her, and it's one of those moments that you don't get from a child actor very often, but when you do, holy shit, it pays off, and you hope that this kid can, keep their shit together and not get sucked down the Todd Bridges realm of life. And get hooked on heroin and drugs and drinking and partying and stay away from Lindsay Lohan, whatever you do, just stay clear. But yeah, that little girl was just phenomenal. And one last thing, go ahead, guys, raise your hand if you had a crush on Sandra Bullock back in the 90s. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, dude, that virtual sex scene in Demolition Man, that was enough to make my little pecker go like this. Like, I was like, ooh.
All right, Huxley, what do you say we just do it the old-fashioned way?
Ew, disgusting. You mean fluid transfer?
I mean, boning, the wild mambo, the hunka-chunka.
That is no longer done.
So anyway, go and check out Bird Box on Netflix, guys. It is definitely worth a view. These have been our thoughts on it. We're going to take a little break, and we will be back with more Death Curse Society. Stick around.
Never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Tom Savini, and you're watching Death Curse Society. But why?
All right, welcome back to Death Curse Society. I'm still Red Crank. I still got Molly Michael, the Colonel, and Zigzag with me. We're going to take you, gather around, kids. We got a few things to talk about here. It's time for some stories around the campfire.
Come here.
I don't want to scare anyone. But I'm going to give it to you straight about Jason.
Hey, come back!
All right, our first story around the campfire topic tonight is we're going to talk about Jordan Peele's new film, Us. They just dropped a trailer for it, so basically we're just going to be talking about the trailer. Check this out, and we'll be right back.
To take the date out of the bag.
That's a classic right there.
What does I Got 5 on it mean?
It's about drugs.
It's not about drugs. It's a dope song. Don't do drugs.
Get in rhythm. There you go. There you go. Can't believe how big they've got.
Did you hear Gabe got a boat?
He's kidding, right? He's not kidding. Hey, I think it's vodka o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
Where's Jason?
Jason?
Jason! Where were you? I didn't know if you were lost. Stick with me, and I'll keep you safe.
There's a family in our driveway.
It's probably the neighbors. But y'all scared of a family? Hi, can I help you?
Zora, put your shoes on.
If you want to get crazy, we can get crazy. You people.
It's us.
They look exactly like us. They think like us. They know where we are. We need to move and keep moving. They won't stop until they kill us. Or we kill them.
Be careful.
So that's the trailer for Jordan Peele's upcoming movie Us, which I believe comes out in March. Let's get into this. Colonel, what'd you think of this? All I got to say is, what the fuck? Colonel, start.
Definitely what the fuck. And holy shit, based on this trailer, this movie looks fucking amazing. I'm not going to lie. I think it looks like it's going to blow Get Out of the water. So even Get Out, I was like, okay, that was a good movie. Mm-hmm. This one, I got to lower my expectations before March. But based on the trailer, I think it looks phenomenal. Mm-hmm. What are they? What's the story behind the son always having that mask on his fucking head?
And his name is Jason.
Yeah, and his name is Jason. That's right. He has that mask. I really love how they use the Looney song, I Got 5 on it. I was like all upbeat, like, yeah, I got 5 on it. Messing with that endo weed. Sorry. I'm like, oh, it's all upbeat. Then it starts getting like kind of terrifying as it goes. You say, no. That shit was a jam back in the day, man. Especially back in my smoking days, we all got into that shit.
Looks quite a bit different than Get Out. I like the terror that was set up in Get Out, but this seems to be on a completely different level. The trailer does open up a lot of questions, which hopefully some get answered in the film, like what causes these doppelgangers to be created or be born. How are they attached to this family? You know, Molly, what are your thoughts on the trailer for Us?
Yeah, man, this Us trailer, you know, it looked pretty damn good. I mean, I don't know if I'd get jazzed up as Colonel there, but I mean, it definitely looked good. Not really what I was expecting when I heard about this. Kind of what I took from it, all I can say is I'm kind of thinking maybe it's some sort of evil side to each one of the characters. You know, like they're doppelganger, but they're like alternate evil side. You know, is all I can really come up with right now for what I've seen. But that really looks like it's going to be a great thriller, suspenseful. You know, so Jordan Peele, you know, he did pretty damn good with Get Out. You know, and a good talk about the Candyman. You know, so
yeah,
I mean, keep on digging with the horror, Peele. Let's have it. You know, give me another taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, this is the second in four movies that he's got planned through his Monkey Paw Productions. You know, Get Out and then Us and then whatever 2 he's got coming after that. But yeah, Peele is just digging into everything. I mean, he's got like you said, the Candyman reboot possibly. Hopefully that works out. He's got his hands in that Twilight Zone Redux that's supposed to be coming out on CBS All Access sometime this year. He's the go-to guy. That's what winning an Academy Award does for you sometimes, you know? Yeah, you get a few more phone calls then. So, Ziggy, your thoughts on the trailer?
Exactly right. You guys got it. Jordan Peele, he's quickly sending the ladder to become the name in thrillers. You know what I mean? He's the writer, he's the director. He's got a vision here that it's fresh. You know what I mean? It's just what he's doing. It really hasn't been done before, and I think that's what all the appeal is. But damn, this one does look like it's ramped the hell up. I mean, it's going to bring the horror and the violence. You know, I mean, we had it a little bit in Get Out, right? It was more like kind of a skin crawler in Get Out. I thought this looks a little more visceral, which that's cool, man. I'm all for it. You know, I guess that is probably saying much to go horror with it, but definitely thrillers, and I could see this guy. Just like Carpenter, getting up there to be Jordan Peele's, you know what I mean? Any kind of movie like that, he's getting to that status for me anyway. Let's see where he goes with it. But definitely on the right fucking path, man, for immortality in this genre.
This looks like it's got some great potential, and I'm curious to see what he does with it. I'm very excited for just him in general because, like you said, his ideas are fresh. And
yeah, fresh, that's the word right there.
Yeah, and that is one thing that the horror genre kind of needs. I mean, one of the reasons why we stalled out so bad in the 90s and even early 2000s, if you want to go that far, is because all we were doing, and don't get me wrong, I love these films, but all we were doing were sequels to like some franchise, you know, whether it be the Nightmare on Elm Street or the Friday the 13th or even the Silent Night, Deadly Night, you know. That's all
Final Destination, repeat, watch, repeat.
Right. I mean, that's all we were getting through a good chunk of time, and it just got stale. So it's good that there are, I mean, I want to see some of those franchises come back via the Halloween popularity, but I also want fresh ideas. I want new shit, you know? Yeah. Ziggy, you had something to add?
Absolutely. Danny McBride, you should take notes. This is how a comedy writer makes the change over into serious writing, okay what I mean? See what this guy's doing? That's how you do it, brother. I'm just saying. This is how you do it. This guy's a bona fide comedy writer. I loved Key and Peele, man. That shit was so fucking funny, you know what I mean? And so to see him and knowing that he's writing this stuff, I know it's going to be good, you know? I know it.
I just can't wait for some character to be named Aaron.
Right?
Aaron? Here? Oh, man. Why didn't you answer me the first time I said it, huh? I'm just asking, I said it like 4 times, so why didn't you say it the first time I said Aaron? Because it's pronounced Aaron? Son of a bitch! You done messed up, Aaron!
You know what? I bet this guy's smart enough to put an Easter egg in there like that. Nobody would even notice it, you know?
Well, one of the things in the trailer that kind of took me back a little bit was the bunnies. That's probably one of the things about this movie I'm the most curious about is what the fuck is up with the rabbits? Why are they everywhere? Why are they in cages? Why are they loose? Why are there so many? It just seemed, and it's even on the poster. If you look at the poster, there's the outline of a rabbit head in the Rorschach thing. It's subtle, but it's there. Rabbits are just creepy, goddammit. All right? That's all I'm saying.
It's an interesting premise, though. I mean, it's a family of yous coming at you to kill you because, that's wild, man. You know?
Yeah. And it's like, I could be wrong, but based on the trailer, it's like not just at nighttime. How a little kid runs into his dad, I'm guessing, on the beach in the middle of the day. Yeah. When it's vodka time.
That's kind of the thing, especially psychologically. I mean, the last person you want to take on is yourself, because yourself is going to know what your plan is, what you're going to do, you know? So that's kind of the psychological part of it that kind of freaks me out a little bit. I'm looking forward to it. All right, next up on Stories Around the Campfire, we're going to talk a little bit about the possibility of Nightmare on Elm Street coming back soonish. New Line and writer David Leslie Johnson-McGoldrick have confirmed that they are still intending to bring Freddy Krueger back to the big screen, just not quite yet. Let me read this one quote from McGoldrick. He says, "Nothing is percolating just yet. The Conjuring universe is sort of first and foremost on New Line Cinema's horror burner, but it seems like," he goes on to kind of lead into, there's too much history behind Nightmare on Elm Street to let a reboot go away, especially after the success of Halloween and the rise in horror right now. So let's start with Zigzag on this. Zigzag, what are you thinking about this?
Yeah, man, they're fucking it up. I mean, this should have been fast-tracked the minute Halloween made its first $100 million, you know what I mean? And then when you have, I mean, I understand that you have to have a script and everything, but you have key actors from the first film dying to return to it. What the fuck, man? I mean, what more do you need to get this off the ground? What more do you need? Halloween, look what they did. Look what they did, a 40-year-old film. And they came out and boom, it's huge again. Back out of the park, man. Well, I'm for it, obviously. I want this, but I want Robert Englund connected somehow as well. Heather Langenkamp would be great, but it's not absolutely necessary. But I think you're fucking up by waiting 2-3 years to get this thing out you're going to kill all this momentum you have built from Halloween. Child's Play isn't Halloween, isn't Friday the 13th, isn't Hellraiser or Texas Chainsaw. I'm sorry, it just isn't. Second tier, baby. So, I mean, if you want to do it right, this is how you do it. You should have fast-tracked this shit. This is why Hollywood should stay the fuck out of horror, but I digress. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah. Well, I definitely want to see a reboot or a sequel or something along the lines of what Halloween did, but I do not want it to be a cookie cutter, like Heather Langenkamp plays the Jamie Lee Curtis role and Robert Englund plays the Michael Myers role psychologically through the film. I don't want to see that. I want to see something a little bit different. Molly, what do you think on this?
I think the content enough. Yeah, I think the content enough there would be enough to where that. I mean, obviously, if they bring in like a granddaughter and a daughter to Heather Langenkamp and shit, okay, we're getting a little bit on the nose. But
Right.
I think it stands aside enough to where they could kind of borrow from that formula, but still make it original enough.
Borrow, but don't like just rape it over the coals. That's all I'm saying.
Indeed.
Molly, your thoughts on this?
Like they said, I hope they don't wait like 3 years here. I mean, I get the Conjuring success. You know, you got all that going on with Annabelle and the Nun, whatever. Yes, Halloween did so damn well. Actually, I think it moved now above Scream, overall slasher money-making movies. It's fucking, it made a lot of fucking money. And, you know, they're going to do their own thing to continue that. But maybe, you know, they're looking at all the slasher movies of late, you know. Look at Hellfest, that bomb, dude. You know,
right.
What was that? That didn't make shit. But then there's been some other hit and miss ones that were pretty good out there right now that are slasher movies that people don't even talk about. What, you wait 3 years, what happens? What Robert Englund could die. You know? I'm just saying, what if he died and you were going to cast him as Freddy and he was all jacked up to do it, but then he had a heart attack? Mm-hmm. You fucking blew your opportunity. He's alive right now. Get it done. People are hot for this slasher reboot of the original, and if you do it the right fucking way, I mean, it could be good.
Fair enough. All right. Colonel?
You got to strike when the iron's hot. What kind of saddens me by this is New Line Cinema is the house that Freddy built. Without the success of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, New Line Cinema would not be what it is today. Simple fact. And it's a back burner project at this point. I know the people there at the beginning weren't there now, but it's like, seriously, this is what made your name? And you guys are like, yeah, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. You got to strike while the iron's hot. I understand Robert isn't getting any younger. So you have a small window. Robert himself actually gave a great idea on the next Nightmare film. He said, have the victim see Freddy, a different vision of Freddy for each person, because no one knows what Freddy looks like. And at the end, he can reveal himself, Robert Englund's Freddy, as the true Freddy. I'm like, that's kind of genius, honestly.
I could see that kind of working, but even the Spirit Freddy is based on the child killer, so he has a look. Now, granted, he can adjust his look or change his appearance to scare particular things. I mean, shit, he became a cockroach once.
Yeah, well, and don't forget Super Freddy.
Faster than a bastard maniac. More powerful than a loco madman. It's Super Freddy. Told ya, comic books was bad for ya.
His main driving force of his, you know, what scares people from him is the way he looks.
Yeah.
His claw, his burnt face. I mean, he is scary. You know, you got something else coming at you. It's not going to be the same thing.
No, you still have the claw and the burnt face, but say, you know, my version of Freddy, he's a freaking giant. For Zag, it's a Freddy that's, you know, malnourished. I mean, you can have different types of Freddy. Just saying.
Now fucking nourished, baby. Woo!
awkward way to put it, but all right.
Yeah, you can fall asleep watching those African commercials, like 5 cents a day. And you fall asleep. When you dream, you're still watching it. And you see like a little malnourished Freddy come on, just scrolling through the window, TV and shit. It'd be fucking awesome.
Waving flies away with his glove. Get out of here.
Wait a minute.
I don't know, man. I do not know what
malnourished. Why does my Freddy have to be malnourished? What are you trying to say, man?
It was the only first thing that popped in my head. It wasn't anything personal.
He's saying, go make a fucking sandwich, dude.
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, man.
I could have said your Freddy was gay and popped out of the fucking my dream and told you put my dick in my mouth.
There it is.
I knew it was coming.
There it is.
Freddy's probably going to be a little bit more expensive to do. You're going to have a lot more special effects to deal with. You got the cost of Robert Englund and probably even, Heather Langenkamp. I know she's not necessarily in demand or anything, and neither is he, honestly, right now, but they're going to have a pretty high price tag to come back. The reason that the Conjuring movies work so well is they come cheap. They are so cheap to make because there's not a whole lot behind. It's more atmospheric and music and mood and lighting, and so they're easy to do. But I'm curious. I hope it happens. I hope it happens sooner rather than later, and before the trend starts its downslide. So hopefully we'll get a Nightmare soon. Ziggy?
This is what these fucking guys do, though. Every single time they have something that hits good and it rejuvenates the whole genre for a while, and then 4 years after the fact, after it's totally gone down again, then they punch out a piece of shit. I mean, even if they were to make a shit film and put it out there on this wave, it's going to make the fucking money. I mean, it's so simple.
I'd go see it because it's fucking Nightmare.
Exactly. I mean, I'd be one of the first in line. You guys know this.
Unbelievable.
All right. Let's move on to our next stories around the campfire topic. Escape Room opens tomorrow, basically. Escape Room opens January 4th. If you haven't seen the trailer for this, check this one out, and we'll be right back to chat about it.
Little boxes on the hillside, little boxes made of ticky-tacky, little boxes on the hillside, and they all look just the same.
You want to control your life, but life isn't a science experiment. You can't contain your world forever. Try doing one thing that scares you over break, okay?
Yeah. This serves as an entry voucher
for Minos escape rooms.
Be the first to escape our most immersive room yet.
And win $1 million.
So, when does the game start?
I think this is the escape room. We should look for clues.
What are we looking for here?
Anything that looks like a puzzle or a code. It looks like an oven dial.
That looks real.
It's kind of warming up in here.
Excuse me. We'd like our hit now, please.
Well, that's creepy as hell.
Is it getting hotter?
How do we get out of here?
It's Fahrenheit 451. Got it!
Talk about immersive.
What's wrong with you? That was real.
Whoa. Dumb question. Are we outside? So we get this figured out, so we get the hell out of here.
Who would do this?
Little boxes on the hillside, little boxes made of ticky-tacky.
They're watching us. They know every move that we're making.
There's a blue one.
They knew everything about us.
This is my hospital bed.
Me too. They made these rooms for us.
Have you ever seen things that weren't there before?
I am not imagining this.
Surviving is a choice.
I want out. You let me out of here.
That's why they chose us.
And they all look just the same.
That's the trailer for Escape Room, which opens January 4th. Let's start with Molly on this one. Molly, talk to us about Escape Room.
It looks like a decent thriller. You know, looks like there's gonna be some decent production value in there. It's kind of a mystery type fucking suspenseful fucking movie, but don't really see a whole lot of kills or anything, so I'm not even sure exactly if people are dying in this, or it looks like people are in trouble, but it looks like kind of a clever idea. But I mean, you're talking about the winner gets $1 million and whatnot, so kind of like what House on Haunted Hill style. You know, can you survive? Be the last one. It's like, all right. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna check it out, but I'm not getting all jazzed up for this.
I will probably go see it in the theater just to check it out and talk to you guys about it, but I'm not psyched for it. It reminds me a lot of a movie from the 90s called Cube. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that was just a brilliant piece of filmmaking right there. You basically had one set and 5 or 6 characters. Cheap to put together, cheap to do. Brilliant. That's what I liked about Cube. I don't see this exactly the same way. But it's definitely taking a little bit of that, and even a little bit of the Saw, because the trailer even intimates that we're here for a reason. And I mean, the characters even in Cube were there for a reason. So, you know, Saw kind of lifted that from there. But Colonel, talk to us about the Escape Room trailer.
All right. Well, I'll say the trailer looked interesting, which is what a trailer is supposed to do. So kudos to them on that. I just have 2 words for you, gentlemen.
Oh.
Sony Pictures. So you know what this probably means.
Possibly. Yeah. I don't expect it to be a great film, but
no.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. Ziggy, talk to us about Escape Room.
Here you have a situation of filmmakers taking what they feel is an original idea. Because I don't know about you guys where you're at, but these escape rooms are fucking everywhere all over Michigan right now, everywhere. And, you know, they do okay. They kind of started around the Halloween seasons like a few years ago, but they're open year-round now. They do this shit all over the place. I feel like it was only a matter of time before somebody made a movie like this. Absolutely got Saw stink all over it. Right down to just the box, how they find, and they're getting these invites to this thing to come play for the $1 million, you know. But yeah, it looks very predictable, and based on the trailer, it does look like people do get killed because the group looks less and less as the trailer progresses. But you know, it's hard to say. You know, it could be all one of those bullshit things where it's all, you know, we were just all testing you out there, But yeah, I mean, again, I don't know if I'm going to get to the theater to see this, but I'll keep my ear out, and, you know, we'll see. Maybe Crank will be the guinea pig on this one, and then if he gives it the thumbs up, we'll go ahead and hit it, check it all out. You know, we'll break it down.
I'll volunteer. No, I don't mind. Yeah, and like you said, escape rooms are popping up all over the country. One literally just opened here like 2 months ago.
When I YouTubed the trailer for this, I actually got a bunch of videos for other people's escape rooms they made and shit. I was like, what? Oh, there's a trailer. Okay.
Yeah. Have any of you guys done an escape room, like been in one?
No.
Yes.
Colonel. Yeah? I need to do that now that this place is open here. I just need to find...
Crank, you'll love it, man, because it's a thinking man's game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But some of the shit it's kind of like, oh, fuck, you would have never in a million years come to what you needed to do to get out. Ridiculous, you know? Some of the shit is just way out of the box, too far out of the box to even accomplish in the time you have, you know, so.
But if I am going to do it, I want to put a good team together. And most of the people I hang out with aren't that bright, so... Present company accepted, I think.
Yeah, whatever, asshole. We know what you meant.
Whoopsie. But no. So Escape Room opens January 4th. Go check it out. Let us know in the comments what you think about it. And we'll let you know probably next show what we thought about it. On our last episode, if you guys noticed, we talked about and we had a big interview with Adam Marcus. And we talked a little bit about his new film, Secret Santa. Well, Colonel has had a chance to check out the movie. Colonel, let us know a little bit. What did you think of the Secret Santa?
Okay, well, it was a very well written film. Adam Marcus did a great job of introducing the characters to you before the shit hit the fan. And he did a really good job of you wanting to cheer for these people to get fucking murdered. Deborah Sullivan did an amazing job playing the bitch mother. She was so fucking good at that role. Another actor who stuck out to me was Drew Lynch. He played Kyle, who had a stutter. But man, it wasn't even funny. Like, it was completely believable. And you're like looking at Deborah Sullivan, like, man, stop making fun of his fucking stutter. Let him talk. Like, you really identified with some of these characters. It was pretty good. And of course, once shit hits the fan, shit really hits the fan. You had two really good deaths in this film. The best one was a decapitation by shovel, which is all practical effects. Looked real cheesy, but really cool. If you're a horror fan, you fucking love that shit. The other good kill was someone getting their head bashed in by a car door. And you get a little bit of an eye popping out, which was really cool till the eye popped out. To me, that's when CGI, and it was like, okay, that's almost on like Sci-Fi Channel level. That one's pretty bad.
Well, in the interview, didn't he mention the eye thing?
Yeah, he did mention the eye one. He seemed pretty proud of it. It's eye of the beholder. Everybody's gonna have a different opinion on it.
Sure.
Fair enough. I mean, he really brings you in from the opening sequence, just, you know, directed by Adam Marcus, blah, 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 blah. He really draws you in on that. But honestly, I'll say, you know what, for a horror film, I'd probably give it a solid 3.5 chocolate bars out of 5. And that's a little nod to my man Joey.
Here, Vic, want a bite? Here, I'll just put it over here. And later on, when you're hungry, you can have it. Well, if that's the way you feel, forget it, Vic. Just forget it. But I think you're really out of line.
Aww.
Like I said, it was pretty good. And it's a horror film, 3.5. As far as like the holiday horror movies go, I'd probably go to 4. It's definitely something I'm going to check out probably only around Christmas time.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's pretty good once you look at that aspect.
Does it rank up there with your top? We talked about the top 3 Christmas horror movies in the last episode as well. Does it rank up there with those, or?
I'd probably put it in my top 5.
Okay.
I still wouldn't put it in the 3 though.
Did they set up like the history of the families at all, like of why they're so at each other's throats, kind of already? I mean, I understand that a lot of families are assholes to each other anyway. That's part of why this makes this work. But I mean, do they give you any kind of indication of why there's tension going into the holiday?
Yes. Without giving too much away, I'll briefly describe the characters. Like I said, I already said Deborah Sullivan, the mom. She's a hardcore bitch. You have the half-brother, who honestly is probably the only actor in the film I didn't care for. I think he's a little too over the top. But he's just your stereotypical fucking douche. You have an alcoholic sister. You had the gay brother in the closet that's just studded. And then you had the black sheep of the family, really the outcast. I really couldn't do shit without Daddy. And Daddy is a major fucking prick. So they definitely set up why these people fucking hate each other. Nice. He does a really good job of doing that.
Now, my question for you is this one of those films that you can go into and look at certain characters and say, oh, well, that's Aunt Peggy, or that's Cousin Joey, or something like that? Is that relatable in some way?
To an extent. My family really isn't like that. It's not. We really don't hate each other like that. So it is hard for me to identify, put certain people to certain characters. I mean, yes, I can be like, okay, I can see a little bit of my mom in this person, or okay, that, you know, if I had to put someone that'd be my brother, so on and so forth. I mean, he's pretty much takes the stereotypes and pushes them to the extreme for a very dysfunctional family.
I got you. Molly, you got a question for Colonel?
Yeah, mine's pretty simple. Just want to know what's the basis of it being called Secret Santa? Is there a reason? It has no Santa. Is there presents being exchanged by random people? Or is it just because it's holiday-related movie?
As I do sort of play a Secret Santa type game with the family. They exchange gifts. You're more welcome to trade gifts back and forth, so on and so forth. And whoever somehow wins doesn't get a present the following year. They're the Secret Santa. They hand out the gifts, which turns into some heated debates on the cost of these gifts. And then, yeah. I'm trying not to give away too much to you guys. It was a pretty good film, man. I liked it.
It's funny to me, we talked about, we can't really relate to these people within our families aren't really like that. But I just wonder if Adam Marcus, you know what I mean? How does he tie into it? Where does he get these ideas, to be able to relate like this,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he can to an extent. Because, I mean, if you remember our interview, he came from a divorced family, as I did, and a ton of other people. So I'm sure he saw that aspect, probably on one side of the family or the other. Because I know I said I couldn't really relate to those family members, but I really only associate with my mother's side of the family. I really don't associate with my dad's side of the family. If I did, I'd probably find this film a little more relatable.
In the pantheon of Adam Marcus films, where would you say this one falls or rises?
No, I'd probably say it's one of his better films. And this isn't blowing smoke up the guy's ass, man. This is legit. I mean, it is a pretty good horror film. I'm not going to say it's the best of 2018 like some people are saying. That's just my opinion. It's not. But as far as horror films go, and especially holiday horror films, this one was really good. Definitely better writing on this one than Texas Chainsaw 3D.
If you guys, and if you are interested in ordering it, you can pick it up at secretsantathemovie.com. Check out the website there, and you can find a link to order your own copy. And they've got some neat little other merchandise that comes along with the film. You can get autographed posters and all kinds of stuff. So
yeah, there's some
secretsantathemovie.com.
Yeah, there's some really cool bundles they have, and even your packing list, your order slip. You get a personalized note from whoever, and it's pretty fucking funny. I'm not going to lie. That was a nice little. Usually people just throw those away. I'm like, I'm going to keep this. I actually have it in my Blu-ray case with it because it's pretty cool.
Nice. Well, gang, that's going to wrap it up for Stories Around the Campfire. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back right after this. Stick around.
I'll be right back. Don't get dressed.
Do you like Death Curse Society?
Support the DCS by advertising with us. We have several different ways to advertise. Sponsor a segment or a complete show, 30 or 60-second commercials, product placements or service discussion, banner ads with links on our interactive website, full website page sponsorships, get Facebook and Twitter mentions from our host or special guest, special shout-outs on our YouTube channel, and more. You can even advertise regionally through our website and keep your costs down, or ask about our package deals to save even more. Visit our website at deathcursesociety.com and click on the advertising sponsorship link under contact on the main menu. Thanks.
All right, welcome back to Death Curse Society, gang. We got just a little bit of cleanup we got to do, and then we'll get you out of here. We didn't have any questions sent to us this time for our episode, so if you guys have any questions for us Let Me Ask You a Question, make sure to get us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or hell, just, find us. Knock us over the head somewhere and say, hey, I got a question for you. Get those in. We may use it on the show. I hope to see you soon. But that's going to wrap it up for Death Curse Society this week. Molly, send them out.
Yo! Thank you, Filmora, for all your editing software needs. Filmora, baby. What these guys use right here. What gets all the magic done. Woo! Thank you.
All right, Zigzag.
We are all over the social media. DeathCurseSociety.com is the hub, but you want to see daily things, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We're out there, man. Just give us a click. Stay up to date on your horror. And what up? We're here. Fucking come and see us, man.
Yeah, and chat with us there. I mean, if we start a thread on there, or you can start a thread on there, and we'll interact with you. We're always online.
All right, folks. And if you're also interested in one of the beautiful shirts one of us is typically wearing on an episode, just look at this nice little image over here and follow the links. You can get yourself your own Death Curse Society t-shirt. And who knows? Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Maybe little honey might want one.
I don't know, man. I think these guys might want to get laid. Is that going to actually take them down that road?
Oh, dude, those shirts are pussy magnets.
Oh, yeah.
There you have it.
Colonel's guarantee. Pussy magnet.
Yep.
Hashtag, baby.
Hashtag pussy magnet.
Pussy magnet.
So don't wear it to the Humane Society, whatever you do.
No.
All right. Our next episode is going to be on January 17th, guys. Stay tuned for that. We're going to be talking about the recently released Halloween Blu-ray. We're going to delve into some of the special features and the deleted scenes and talk to you about that. You know we're going to be getting it when it drops. But that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm Red Crank for Molly Michael, the Colonel, and for Zigzag. This is DCS out. See you next time.
Stay cursed.
DCS out.
You guys are fucking retarded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Who's that asshole?
Who's that asshole Shadow? Oh,
there he is.
What up, little Zig?
So I got that little piece there we'll have to cut out. Sorry. You wanted to say hi.
Hey.
That's all right.
Hey.
What's up?
What's up, my Zigga?
Wait a minute. You
All right.
after you took a poop?
Yeah.
You did? All right. I don't
It's a
smell
big
it.
old dump.
He did.
Yeah, you gotta poop. You gotta poop, man.
Yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it.
What are you going to do? You going to sit down here or up there? Is your tablet charged up?
Yeah, I'll just sit up there.
Okay. I'll be up there in a little bit.
All right, yeah, we're almost done.
Say bye.
Bye.
Bye, buddy.